So you decided to come to Paris in August, and now you're not so sure that was a good decision because you've looked online and you've seen Paris shuts down in August. Was it a good idea? Was it a bad idea? Yes, it just depends on what you want, what you expect. And today I'm gonna tell you a little bit more about like what to expect when you're in Paris and like why the hell am I in this boat right now? Paris in August is a thing. So in this video, I'm gonna talk about why Paris in August is a thing, what you should expect to go wrong, and some things that you can do to help make your time the best possible, and also give you some hope for the time that you're gonna have here, because don't worry, it's gonna be fine. The city kind of shuts down, and by kind of, I mean dramatically. It actually does feel very different when you're here, which can be a really nice thing. If you would like to have a little bit of a quieter vibe, vacation town feeling in Paris, a lot of the Parisians get out of town in August. And this is because of a combination of things, largely because of the vacation schedule in the country. And there's this whole element of the fact that there's a rolling vacation system in France, so not every department is on vacation at the same time. And Paris, both from tradition and from the school system, just tends to take a huge chunk of their vacation in August. What's a huge chunk, you're wondering? Like 3 weeks. And that's not even all their vacation. People here get 5, 6, 7 weeks of vacation, just depending on their job and how long they've been in it. It's bananas, but they don't take it all at once, except often in August, which means that things around here do really shut down. Like things get really quiet around here, which can be very, very nice. If you live here. If you're visiting, it might be a little bit tricky, but that's okay, don't worry. We're gonna assuage those fears here for you right now. Although some of them are well-founded. A couple of them are probably pretty well-founded. One well-founded fear is gonna be that yes, a lot of bars, cafes, and restaurants that somebody like me especially would send you to, a little off the beaten path, very local, small, they're more likely to get closed than like a big brasserie on a corner somewhere very touristy, or just a massive restaurant or a chain, something like that. But the trick to this, because something like Google Maps isn't really gonna know what's going on, is to check their Instagram, their socials in general, but hopefully on Instagram, they're gonna post something saying that yes, they are closed and when, or no, they're not closed, come on in. Whether that's in their bio or it's a separate post, that is somewhere that we would definitely go to check. That's where we go to check, but it doesn't always guarantee that it's accurate because for whatever reason, nobody in the city seems to be all that concerned with proactively letting their customers know what's going on. It's just a thing they assume. You'll figure it out on your own. It's frustrating to figure it out by walking up to the place after, I don't know, being out in the sun all day and then spending all your time trying to get there and then realizing they're closed and then not knowing where to go from there and everything in the neighborhood is closed. And now you regret it because if you'd known, you would have gone somewhere 15 minutes the other direction. Yeah, that happens literally all the time. So do your best to do a little bit of research ahead of time. But this is also where I can plug my guide and access to my Mapster, because that's how you're gonna have backups. So the second hot tip would be to have backups. Always 2 or 3 locations within walking distance of each other, just in case one of them doesn't work out. Monuments, like the Arc de Triomphe behind me, will still be open. You'll still be able to go up and see this, the Louvre, the Eiffel Tower, Moulin Rouge will still be doing shows, all those big things that you hope to go and see. The churches will be open. You know, it'll still be an adventurous place to be. Obviously, you can go to parisinmypocket.com to grab my guide, or you can become a patron at the Wanderer level and above to get access to my Mapster. We're gonna be doing some fun stuff between those things and some others to try and make this even better and easier for you, but might not be there in time to help you for 2023, so be looking for that 2024 August, we're talking specifically. So maybe the ultimate tip is really just keep an open mind. And be ready for an adventure, because you never know exactly what's gonna be open in this city in regular times, and in August, it gets even more chaotic. There are a lot of really fun things that you can still do while you're here too. I just went on a boat tour with Classic Boat Tours Paris for the first time ever, and it was amazing. Now I've done the big boat rides a bunch. Everybody's done the big boat rides. These little boat rides, they're definitely a little bit more expensive. I mean, look, we're getting champagne out of it, but they're worth it. As far as unique experiences go, this is a new one for me. I've never experienced Paris from the water in this way. I've never experienced it from this close to the water. And the fact that you just get to do it with a few friends, you get to hang out, pop a bottle of champagne, kind of wander around a little bit, chat with the captain, and you know, it feels like we're in a completely different city right now altogether. Hey! Of course, I started pouring right when she accelerated, but here you go, Amy. You want that one? I don't think I've ever poured champagne at this speed before. Obviously, another fun thing you can do is hire a photographer. My Paris portraits, people I've been working with for a long time. Janelle holding the camera is the owner. Amy, you've seen her recently in the 15th video we did. They go out and take amazing photos of me. They make you feel very comfortable in front of the camera. And one of the fun things you can do that I've been thinking about a lot lately is how you can combine experiences. Don't just get your photo in Trocadero in front of the Eiffel Tower. Everybody does that. Why not get splashed by water? And then while you're in the boat getting splashed, get your photos taken, nice reactions, Eiffel Tower behind you. It's amazing. Or you can try to go up the balloon. That's probably a bad idea, but there are a lot of different things you can do, even as simple as sitting in a bar, a restaurant, cafe, getting some nice photos of you taken in real Paris, enjoying a croissant. Doesn't have to all be Eiffel Tower. You can still do that as well. But My Paris Portraits, really good. I've worked with them for a long time. It's really easy to break their concentration, so be aware of that. But aside from that, they take very, very nice photos. And if you combine them with the classic Boat Tours Paris experience, you're gonna have a lot of chances to get to know each other a little bit better in the midst of them taking really wobbly footage that I might not be able to use, but I'm gonna give it a try anyways. Anyways, My Paris Portraits. If they ruined this footage, they did it to themselves. I'm gonna get demonetized if I put that in my video. Full disclosure, Ben, the owner of Classic Boat Tours, I know him from his restaurant and he invited me to come give this a try. It was amazing. I brought the My Paris Portrait team along to get photos because we thought it'd be a really great crossover. And that is one of my favorite new tips in a way. It's something that I do professionally anyways, but you could definitely do on tour here, whether there's a restaurant or a cafe that you really want to check out, there's a monument you want to visit, or an experience you want to have. If you got a little bit of extra cheddar to throw around, that might be the time to get a photographer on board because you can always go to like the classic locations to get a photo taken of you and your family, but everybody has that, right? So why don't you go on a boat tour? This has been a lot of fun. Like I actually really enjoy. I knew this would be fun. I like boats, I like water, I like Paris. Something about this was extra bonus, like really good. Also highly recommend you do it at sunset. Magical. Any boat tour at sunset, especially if you can time it with the lights changing and turning on around Paris. Paris is beautiful by day and by night, and in between as well. Gotta love it. Get like a walking tour in a museum from somebody really experienced, like my friend Amber, and then get a photographer to come along with you and get some really fun photos of you in front of wonderful works of art. Whatever floats your boat, whatever it is, whether it's on the river, on an actual boat, or maybe on the Eiffel Tower, bringing a photographer along is actually a really cool hack that, like, I don't know, I just want to do that. I just want to do more of it. I think it's really fun. Thanks as well to today's patron producer, Atlas O'Phoenix. Really grateful to have you here, and I'm really grateful for all my patrons for making this possible. Literally, if it wasn't for you guys, I would not be doing this. Like all the information that I'm able to investigate, try places out, share it is because of my patrons. Thank you so much to my patrons. Thanks to you for watching. And I mean, really, genuinely, thank you to my patrons. Air conditioning is basically non-existent here, is what it's gonna feel like. If you're an American, you're gonna be very unimpressed with how the air conditioning works here. It's pretty terrible, genuinely. Definitely double check with your hotel or your Airbnb that they actually have air conditioning before you come or before you book. Ideally before you book, obviously. And then if you need to get out of the heat, you've got a couple of options. You have movie theaters, which is a really good, I mean, obviously you're not here to see a movie, but if you want to see a movie locally, it can be a fun experience. It's a great way to get out of the heat. You will find it in malls and in a lot of museums, galleries, especially the smaller ones. A lot of times you're gonna have the better like chilling effect. A big place like the Louvre, they've got a lot of glass. It ends up being pretty hot and staying pretty hot. It's kind of sticky and it's crowded and full of a lot of people. So I wouldn't really guarantee that the Louvre will ever be comfortable. However, if you do want to escape the heat and get a nice free museum experience, the Carnavalet Museum, one of my favorite museums in town, gonna do the trick for you. Or the Petit Palais, also free, beautiful, down by Pont Alexandre. It's a good one to hit. If you're gonna do your shopping, it's an argument for malls, like the one and only argument. The second argument would be toilets. Malls are a really good hack. If you need to find a toilet, just walk in, see what you can find. And maybe getting a drink in a nice hotel lobby could also be a way of getting out of the heat, but the heat is definitely gonna be an issue here and it's getting hotter every year and air conditioning is not really a thing. The French are terrified of air conditioning. They're scared of moving air. They think fans make you sick. They think air conditioning makes you sick. It leads to some of the most ridiculous and sort of interesting arguments that I have ever had while living here, persistently. We can save that for another time. Another guaranteed winner that you can't really do in the winter, but you can really do and take advantage of in spring and summer and the beginning of fall is drinks on the river. Take a bottle of wine, a beer, sit down on the river, watch the sunset with your friends, with your family. It's free, I mean, for the cost of a bottle of beer or whatever you're buying in the grocery store. And it won't close. You'll find that it's a really fun atmosphere. There's usually a lot of people out sitting on the river at various points along the river. Drinks on the river. One of my favorite things to do just as somebody who lives here, but also for anybody that's visiting here, it's like peak Parisian in the best way possible. The last thing to look out for that I need to warn you about is that RERC stops running in the middle of town every summer for some reason, in like peak season. Lightly a problem if you're trying to get out to Versailles, which obviously I'm not gonna necessarily push you to do Versailles. It's not my favorite. But if you're gonna do it, because you have to do it for whatever reason, or if you're gonna be going on a bike tour or walking tour, or you're gonna do what I do recommend, which would be the grounds, maybe the gardens, mostly the grounds in the market. Like Versailles is a town a little bit more than the palace. You should probably know that RERC closes down for some reason every summer, right in the middle of peak tourist season. And RERC happens to be the #1 and easiest way to get out to Versailles from the center of town. Supposedly they're getting close to finishing it. I've heard rumors that this is the last year they will be fully closing it down like this. But if you want to jump on line N from Montparnasse, or maybe take RERC from Jabel, you should be able to jump on it there and then get out of town. I'm not sure, I will never be for sure that the RER is ever running. You're just gonna have to pay attention. I'd grab City Mapper. It's one of my ongoing recommendations. Really, really good app. Gonna help you get around town a lot easier, and they will know what's down and why before you accidentally get yourself stuck somewhere. So there you go. I really didn't want to be crouched for this long. My legs kind of hurt. Anyways, thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it was helpful. And if you're coming in August, you're gonna have a great time. I love being here in August because the city really does empty out. And then when you go on vacation in September, all the Parisians are back, so then I can enjoy the rest of France without a whole bunch of Parisian families running all over the place. It's a really great combination. Hot tip, if you live in France, vacation in September. That's the way to do it.